What is up guys, Chef Q here, and today we are going to make crispy pork belly. And the Vietnamese name for that is Thịt ba rọi heo quay. Also, we'll be enjoying our roast pork with some banh hỏi, which is a vermicelli rice paper sheet, and is served with our original fish sauce, and of course some lettuce and mint on the side. But in all, this video is all about crispy pork belly. So let's get to it. Okay, so we are done washing our pork belly. Now we need to make sure that's really dry. And to season our pork, we have to make sure this is even. That way it can cook evenly and our skin would crispy up evenly. Otherwise, when you put it in the oven to actually puff up the skin, one side is going to be puffed up and the other side is not going to puff up. And by the time the other side puff up, this side is going to be burnt. So let's trim this off a little bit. And next, we are going to score it lengthwise. So there's three purposes of scoring it. One is that we have a portion cut already, so later on, it's easier to portion out and cut down on the pork skin. Two is that the marinade would actually penetrate the meat faster. And three is that the meat will cook faster. You don't want the pork to be burnt on the outside and raw on the inside, right? So about 1 inch, every 1 inch you score about 1/3 of the way in. Next, we are going to use the wine. So just give it a good toss. So this wine is going to make your meat moist, and it has this awesome aroma to it. It's gonna give your pork some flavor. Massage it with the wine. Okay, next we're going to sprinkle the salt on. I'm not gonna tell you like the portion wise, because when you make it at home, it's probably not gonna be this whole slab, maybe smaller. So just sprinkle, spread it out enough, okay? Sprinkle the salt on. There we go. Sprinkle the salt on, look at that salt, babe. There we go. Get it in the crack. Next is the 5 spice powder. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to sprinkle it on and just massage it in. Okay, let's massage this in. Get it in the crack. Okay, I'm just using 2 foil because my foil is cheap as hell. Okay, this should be good. There we go. Flip it over. Bam. Make them flat as possible. Meat tenderizer that has really sharp endpoints to it already. So this will make your life a lot easier. You can get this on Amazon on the link below, all right? I will tell you right now, it saves you a lot of time if you just get this on Amazon instead of using a fork or a knife. A knife end does not work. I tried that already. This, you just want to make little tiny holes. Do not go all the way through. You just want to get through that little tiny 1/2 millimeter mark on the top, okay? Saves so much time. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit, see? Okay, next, we're going to score it, okay? Just so there won't be any puddles of flowing fat. Because when you bake this, all the fat is gonna come out the skin on top, and you want all those fat to drip down on the side of the meat and not just stay in one spot. That is the purpose of scoring this on the skin, just lightly. Just lightly, doesn't have to be deep. Alright, so next is our vinegar. This is white vinegar, we are going to brush this off on top. The vinegar helps to evaporate any water that's left in the skin. It's going to help dry our skin in the fridge. Alright, so we are back the next day. So I left it in the fridge overnight. So I took it out from the fridge, leave it outside for about 1 to 2 hours, just so it can get down to room temperature. You don't want to put this in the oven when your pork is cold. Otherwise, outside would be like cooked, but inside will be raw. And while it's warming up to room temperature, rock salt. We're going to stack on a bunch of rock salt on top of the pork skin. So after we covered our pork belly with the rock salt and leaving it outside for 1 to 2 hours to warm up to room temperature, we are going to warm up our oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and set it to bake for around 25-30 minutes, depending on how big your pork belly is. Mine, I said I leave it for 30 minutes just to see how it turns out. Looks like the salt on top is a little bit brownish already, and our meat shrunk. You see how our foil is still the size, but the meat shrunk up. Check the inside. I think it can use another like 15 minutes. Our piece of meat is big, so depending on your meat, okay? Then afterward, we are going to take it out and brush off all of the rock salt. Then stick it back in the oven, set it to broil, and just keep an eye and ear on it. You're going to hear all these popping noise like popcorn. So we'll probably broil it for another 15-20 minutes, depending on how big your pork belly is. So keep an eye and ear out for it, all right? So in the meantime, while your pork is cooking, you can prep all the other stuff like the vermicelli sheets and the vegetables and the fish sauce to eat with that, right? So I got these fine vermicelli noodles. Is it vermicelli or vermicelli? Anyways, in Vietnamese is banh hỏi. In the back they have instructions, so just follow the instructions. So first off, place around 1/3 of the package of vermicelli noodles inside a strainer. Under it, a large bowl. Pour in boiling water. Let soak for about 35 to 45 seconds. Then shake off any excess water through a strainer and let dry for about 1 minute. Then you can place over on the plate and garnish with the onion oil. You can make this green onion oil just by frying up a bunch of sliced green onions. We have our banh hỏi ready to eat with our Heo Quay. And of course the fish sauce recipe to enjoy with this also. Us Vietnamese, we have different regions, so we have different ways of making fish sauce. So this is, I guess, the Miền Trung, which is mid-Vietnam recipe. That's how my family makes it. So check that out too, alright? Here are the ingredients for the fish sauce. Peel the garlic cloves and chop up 2 Thai chili and put into the mortar. Put in the sugar and smash into a paste. Remove to the bowl and squeeze in half a lime. Next, add in your fish sauce. The amount of fish sauce is equal to the amount of sugar. Then add in the coconut juice. Taste and adjust accordingly. Alright, we are finally ready to chow. I did have to admit though, there were some burnt spots, okay? But the reason being is that the oven is not evenly distributing the heat. Or our piece of meat is just too big to handle. But we did, however, achieve that crispy crust skin and the bubbly, crackling, puffy skin also. And our meat is juicy. And that was the main goal from the start. So, when I put it in, there was this huge bulb that bulbs up within like 5 minutes. And then all these little ones hasn't even like popped yet. But this huge ass thing starts to bubble up like a huge ass pimple that's gonna pop. By the time I figured out what to do about using like foil to cover spots up just so it won't burn that spot, so other places can actually, you know, starts to crackle and pop, you know, the other spot. Either way, I think it's still good because the skin is super crispy. We get that juicy meat. I am going to enjoy that with our vermicelli rice sheet and some lettuce, some Vietnamese mint, and of course our fish sauce. But before all that, I am going to taste just the pork by itself, just so you guys can see. See if you guys can hear it from there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like my microphone can pick it up. Yeah, that sounds beautiful. Let's eat this by itself though, without dipping or anything. Can you guys hear that? Oh yeah. But the thing is, this thing is juicy on the inside, fatty, crispy on the top. And with that 5-spice aroma hits you and a pinch of saltiness. Ooh, this is good, but you can't eat it by itself just like that. You have to eat it with something else. You have to eat it with all of these together. Then it will make it worth it. Yeah, I would just get sick of eating it because there's so much fat in it, you know? Now, if you haven't noticed, almost all of Vietnamese dishes comes with some kind of veggies on the side. Let it be lettuce, cabbage, whatever, like bean sprouts. You know, pho has bean sprouts and basils, and bún bò Huế has like, you know, a mixture on the side. So, I think that's one key thing that I love about Vietnamese food, because there are always these fresh veggies and mints to accompany like any kind of dishes. So how we do this? Bam! Some lettuce leaf. This is kind of like an oba leaf or a shiso leaf if Japanese, but it's the purple kind, purple shiso. There's green kind too, but I love this. Some people can't eat this, but I just love this one. And then one leaf of this thing. I don't know what this is called. Mint. Not mint, not the actual mint leaf, but it's a type of mint. Bam. And you put the noodles on top like that. Look at that. Look at that sheet. That's why they make this sheet. And then you put this in. And then you roll this up like that. Oh shit. Then you roll it up like that. There we go. Then you use your chopstick and you hold the whole piece together like this. Try to get closer to you. There we go. Ooh. There we go. Ooh. god. So when you dip it in this sauce I made it a little bit more sweet. Our fish sauce is a little bit sweet and citrus and garlicky and spicy with a hint of fish sauce in the back. Don't make this sauce too salty, okay? Yeah. So when you dip it in, the vermicelli sucks up all of the juice, and then you get that mint that hits you, and that freshness from the lettuce, and you get that juicy, crispy pork belly in your mouth. Everything is just like a party in your mouth, bursting with flavor. Woo! Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think I can eat this whole thing by myself. This is 10 pounds of pork belly, man. So I'll eat what I can, and no worries, I am sharing with my family too. That's it for this video, guys. I am going to finish my part eating this, and I wish you guys luck making this dish. So make sure to like this video and subscribe at the bottom with the bell button, all right? And make sure to tune in on our next episode. Peace. I am chowing down.